Hey guys, Matt here from Play Official, and seeing as so many of you have been requesting, well, a monk guide, I figured I'd start off with a talent guide. So I'm just going to get straight into it. The first tier 15 trait, it's all about mobility, isn't it? We've got celerity, which enables us to roll a bit more, simple as. Tiger's Lust, which, well, we can improve our movement speed by 70% for 6 seconds on a 30-second cooldown. That's pretty nice, but it does cost a chi. You know, 30-second cooldown as well, it's a bit long. And Momentum, which simply adds a stacking 25% speed increase following a roll. So I don't think Tiger's Lust is really a very good option because it costs a chi for starters. You know, a chi can be, well, a chi can easily be 70-80k healing, so you know that's probably not the best option for us. So it's between Momentum and Celerity. I always go with Celerity, but I guess if you are travelling further distances, then Momentum would be better. If you're just on about moving like a little spot, just like move over here, move back over there, then Celerity will be better for you. Okay, on to our second tree, level 30. This is probably one of the most, well, I reckon it probably is the most powerful tree for us. We have Chi Wave, Zen Sphere and Chi Burst. Now, Chi Wave is more for, well, it's not, how can I put this? It's more single target / raid healing. It's probably the best option for 10 mans. You know, you're going to get 7 ticks off it. So depending on whether you want to do healing or damage, yes, Mistweaver monks do sometimes do damage, so you know, don't say they don't, because you can, you know, sit there, spam jab, blackout kick, etc, and do a good 17-18k DPS while doing a reasonable amount of healing. But anyway, that's not for this guide. But Chi Wave, it will bounce 7 times. If you cast it on a player, then it will heal 4 times and damage 3 times. If you cast it on an enemy, it will damage 4 times and heal 3 times. Now if we do spec into Chi Wave just for a second, we'll cast one on ourselves, and as you can see it does 29k healing. So if we get another 2 Chi, and I will show you on one of these mobs. There we go, attack me. So we got about 30k again, there's a crit. And it bounced 4 times, there we go, and it did a reasonable amount of damage because it got it down to half health, so that's not bad to be fair. I think that's quite a nice talent. No, shit loot. Okay, next up is Zen Sphere. Zen Sphere, it's what I think at the moment is the weakest talent since they nerfed the pop at the end. It's simply just going to tick for healing on us, so I'm going to pull a mob again, and we're going to see how much it ticks for. So it's going to tick 13k every 2 seconds, lasting for how long? 16 seconds. So you know, whereas our Chi Wave was doing about maybe 120k healing, this you've got like 8 ticks of 13k. So we're doing near enough 100k healing, and again it does do a bit of damage, but at the same time it's only on one target, so unless you are purely tank healing, which I don't see why you would ever do for a monk, then I can't recommend Zen Sphere. It is however okay for 5 mans and leveling. Now Chi Burst is probably the most interesting talent out of the lot. It requires really good positioning for starters, and well, to be fair, quite a lot of skill. You know, it's going to do 11k nature damage and about 35-36k healing to pretty much anybody it touches, including the monk itself. So if we cast one here, we can see 73k crit, that was yeah, and well, 12k damage. So let's do another one, let's get a couple of chi. There we go, 35k healing and on a crit 26k damage. So that's not bad. Let's just kill this mob, shall we? There we go, die, fun. So Chi Burst is more for stacked up. It does require very good positioning. As you can see here from my amazingly drawn paint skills, you are the big black dot at the bottom. You will cast Chi Burst upwards towards the white dot at the top, and it will basically heal everybody within a small range of it, which is why all the green healy shit is there. Those are all your green healing numbers, so you get the idea. Out of this tree, however, because I'm a 10-man raider, I'm going to go with Chi Wave, as I figure that's the best talent for me. Now, our next tree is all about resource management. Now we have Chi Brew and Power Strikes, which will just basically give you extra Chi. Power Strikes is a bit of extra Chi now and then. Chi Brew gives you the most Chi per minute. So you know that's pretty much just a bit of extra free healing, you know. For Chi, let's talk in terms of uplift or Chi Wave or Chi Burst or something. You could probably do about 240k healing with it. So every 1.5 minutes, 240k free healing. That's not bad, to be fair. That's pretty nice. However, well, Power Strikes is pretty much the same, except you get a bit less Chi, so you can probably call it about, what, 200 odd k healing, while that do about 240 effectively. Ascension, however, I think is the best talent. It increases your maximum mana by 15%, so it'll up it from 300k to 345k, I think it is, which will also increase the amount of mana you gain from your mana tea, which is, well, it's lovely, isn't it? It's excellent. You know, it's improving our regen, which you can't grumble at really, because mana tea restores a flat rate of 4% of mana per stack. So Ascension, not only will it increase, you know, and oh, it is worth noting, your spells work off a percentage of your base mana, so getting Ascension will not increase the mana cost of any of your spells. It doesn't work like that. It will increase the mana you gain from your mana tea. So it's a pure mana boost, we can last longer, and it purely increases our mana tea. So I figure that's the best talent in pretty much every case, apart from PvP, which possibly Chi Brew would be better. Now our next tree is all about crowd control, you know, controlling mobs, etc. So we've got Leg Sweep, which is, well, the more powerful out of the two stuns we have here. And then we've got Paralysis. Well, we already have Paralysis, but it increases the range of it to 20 yards instead of melee range. So if you are using Paralysis, then possibly Deadly Reach might be okay. You know, I can't think of any of the encounters at the moment where mobs really need to be CC'd during it, so I can't see why that would be very good. And Paralysis is a really shit CC in PvP right now, so I don't think you'd want to take that in just about any case at the moment as a Mistweaver monk. So I'm just going to move on to these two. Charging Ox Wave, simply, well, I'll show you that. Let's open passport. Oh, we don't need to, do we? We can pop it just here. Charging Ox Wave, if we find a mob to fire it at. If we fire it at this mob over here, you do have to line this up, but if you can line it up properly, there we go. As you can see, he's stunned for 3 seconds, and then we can go ahead and rape the shit out of it. But it's excellent, probably really nice for PvP, you know, if you're kiting. Oh shit, there's a rogue running towards me. Charging Ox Wave, woo, let's roll. Something like that, I don't even know. I rarely PvP on my monk, so I wouldn't know. But I can see it being quite good for that. However, I do like to go for Leg Sweep. Why can't I do that right now? That's fucked up. Lovely, I can't unlearn talents right now. Anyway, I'm going to go for Charging Ox. Well, no, I'm not going to go for Charging Ox Wave. I'm going for Leg Sweep. 45-second cooldown, so it's a smaller cooldown and a 5-second stun, and it's a longer stun than Charging Ox Wave. However, it just doesn't have the range. Okay, I think that was a big lag. I think I'm lagging. Oh well. But yeah, Leg Sweep, as you can see, from this animation here, it will simply just stun everybody pretty much within where my ice hood is right now. It'll pretty much just stun everybody in there for about 5 seconds. I have found this is really helpful, you know, when you got all the mobs stacked up running, woo, 5 seconds stun, no damage on the tank for 5 seconds. I do find that really helpful. Okay, moving on to the level 75 tree. This is all about damage mitigation and also a bit of self-healing if you go for healing elixirs. Now, if you are feeling lazy, as I do most of the time to be honest, go for healing elixirs. It heals 10% of your maximum health, and in 5.2 it will heal 15% of your maximum health. Every time you consume some sort of, well, your mana tea in our case, but that has an 18-second cooldown, so if you think about it, 15% health every 18 seconds, that's not bad. You can think of it as about, if you are using it on cooldown and it's healing you every time, it would equal about 3.5k HPS, which isn't bad to be fair. You know, that's a fairly decent healing boost. However, the other two are more powerful and more reliable cooldowns. Diffuse Magic is probably my favourite, reduces all spell damage taken by 90%, and it can reverse them back to the attacker within 40 yards if possible. That's probably more a PvP, that second half. It reduces spell damage taken by 90%, that's really nice on fights like Elegon, also the one that does the lightning shit if you're shit at moving and that lot. Yeah, so that can be really powerful for fights like that. And then there's Dampen Harm. This is just nice for pretty much any fight. Well, the next 3 attacks within 45 seconds that deal damage equal to 20% or more of your total health are reduced in half. The nice thing about that, it lasts 45 seconds, so you can pretty much click it and you know it's going to absorb something. So I think it's Dampen Harm is going to be a nice talent for most of the fights. Diffuse Magic is going to be extremely powerful when used on the right fights, but all in all, if you're just sitting there, you know, you're really focusing on your healing output, and I do think healing elixirs when 5.2 hits is going to be the best, as it will heal you 15% of your maximum health. I know that's like against what everybody says. The other two are more powerful. If you're going for heroic progression, probably one of the other two. If you're just sitting there spamming some heals, healing elixirs in my opinion. Okay, now we're down to my favourite tree. I love the level 90 talents. We have Rushing Jade Wind. Increases the healing done by your spinning crane kick by 50% for 12 seconds. I used to love this talent. I always would go for it. Until I realised how good G-Torpedo was, but there we go. So that is a very nice talent. If people are stacked up, then you know, your spinning crane kick often... Why is the spell effect not... Oh, there we go. I think my hard drive's fucking up or something, because it wasn't loading there. But your spinning crane kick is going to be healing about 45k every... Oh shit. Something just popped up. Your spinning crane kick is going to be healing about 45k every 0.67 seconds. So with that, it's going to make it heal about 70k. So you know, your spinning crane kick with that up is going to be doing about 100k HPS. Spinning crane kick, as we know, is an intense mana burn though. I will say, I think that this talent, if you are heroic geared, is going to be absolutely bloody amazing, because you're going to be spamming spinning crane kick to get the majority of your chi anyway. If you're not, however, I would suggest going for the other talents, because their healing is completely free. So we have excellent. Now working out the amount of eminence healing, that's one. Eminence is what you do from your melee attacks, by the way, or if you cast Crack Jade Lightning. As you can see, I will do it on this mob, and I am getting healing here. That is from eminence. Lovely. And you get that pretty much from all damage you deal as a Mistweaver monk. An X1 will do about 1 million well, free healing from your eminence, which is really quite nice. Yes, he will do 1 million pretty much. It usually varies anywhere between about 700 to 1.3 mil healing that he will do on a 3-minute cooldown, and it's completely free, so that's really nice. It just pretty much adds an extra cooldown to it. It's a nice constant strong flow of healing. And that's over 45 seconds, so that's quite nice. It's got a really long uptime, so it really gives you time to regen some mana or just get through those extra hard phases. Chi Torpedo is, however, my favourite. As you probably know by now, you've seen me use it in all the videos. It doesn't have any form of diminishing returns, and it will just simply replace your roll. But as you can see, when I rolled, it does 30k healing, and everybody that I rolled through, it will also do 30k healing to, and it'll also do 22k damage. That doesn't, however, affect our eminence. However, if you're rolling through 10 people, it's 300k healing completely free. Especially in LFR, etc. You know, opening up with 3 Chi Torpedoes and stuff, they can do 400, 500, even 600k healing if you line them up properly. And obviously they have a 15-second cooldown each, so if you are working those properly, basically you got to use them in the same way as Chi Bursts. They just have to go through people. So if there's a line of people or a stack of people, do it through them. And look, you can go through them 3 times. You just go one way, back, and then forward again, and you've gone through them 3 times. You've done 90k healing to each person within about 3 seconds, and it's free. I think that's pretty insane talent, if I'm honest. You've just got to get your aim and focus right. But as you can see, this is my favourite talent tree setup. Obviously more for 25 mans you might be going for Chi Burst. Heroic progression, you probably want to use one of these instead. For more mobility, momentum, if you're better geared, Rushing Jade Wind, and if your aim is shit, excellent, it'll probably be better. But overall, I think these are the best talents. Okay, moving on to glyphs. Now, our glyphs are actually very, very important. There are quite a few helpful ones. Life Cocoon, you may want to use that in PvP. What else do we have? All threats temporarily do reduce for 10 seconds. Retreat, that may be helpful in some cases. I can't really see why you would spend like a major glyph socket on it though. Transcendence, possibly slightly helpful. Zen Meditation's a bit helpful, and the others are just a bit crap, to be honest. But anyway, while those icons are breaking, the ones I would say are pretty much mandatory are Renewing Mist, Spinning Crane Kick, and Manatee. Renewing Mist it'll pretty much make your Renewing Mist travel to the furthest away injured target within 40 yards, rather than the closest one. So this pretty much means all of the stubborn little shits that aren't stacking up will gain your Renewing Mist, and then obviously that will then be used with your uplifts, which is what which is what I use for AoE healing, since I don't have Chi Burst. So that is an amazing, I would say that's mandatory in every PvE case, because it's just, you know, we've got so many stacked up healing spells, and that just provides that extra healing for the little stubborn dickheads that don't decide to stack. Spinning Crane Kick, you move at full speed while channeling Spinning Crane Kick. This is quite nice if the group's moving as a whole. Trying to think of some cases, but you know, when you have to run through all of that misty foggy stuff on, what's his name, Imperial Visor Lock I think it is, I can cast this, and the tornado guy, I run down that bloody platform and I'm like, woo, Spinning Crane Kick, because you're moving at the same speed as everyone else, so you're just healing everybody pretty much. The range on that is slightly bigger than the animation, which is quite nice. Then Glyph of Manatee. Your Manatee is instant instead of channeled, and consumes 2 stacks when used, but causes a 10-second cooldown. Now, I like this glyph. Not only does it mean you just have to use a global cooldown to get Manatee, but it also adds the 10-second cooldown, which works extra well in conjunction with your healing elixirs, because obviously that's an 18-second cooldown. So let me do an uplift. There we go. So I've got 2 mana tea now. So obviously if I use those 27k mana, look, they were instant, and I get the 38.5k heal off my healing elixirs. Obviously 5.2 hits, that'll be more like 60k, which is really fucking nice. But yeah, I do think that that's fucking mandatory. You can't sit there channeling a mana tea to get mana back while you're and be like, oh god, 30 seconds on my mana tea, healers, heal a bit please, tie. You know, it doesn't work like that really, does it? You know, you gotta chunk out the healing. The what's it called, glyphs, the minor glyphs are all crap. So I just went with spirit roll so I can run back in a bit faster when I'm dead. Water roll so I can roll over water, and zen flight because it looks pretty. Yes, it does. Even though I never use it because I have some quite nice mounts now, which is lovely. But yeah, that's about it for all of the talents and glyphs, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Soon I am going to be releasing more videos on monks. You know, we got the spells ones up. Oh fuck, I just logged myself out. We got ones on macros, etc. But anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. We'll see you soon.